All right, everybody. It's Chase Parsons, co-founder and executive director of the Oklahoma City Dream Center, and I have the privilege and the honor here today with one of my favorite DCL residents and graduates, and also Christmas for the City event main attractions. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is Kylle Price. Kylle with two L's. He's since he came on our campus, he made that a signature statement. So we are going to get to hear from his life and his experience before he came here to Dream Center, and what was going on in life, and some of the backstory, and as much as we can possibly put in here, and then his experience and lessons and things gained that while going through the program and being part of the Dream Center life through the DCL program, and then also took on a lot of roles, even one of the people that from week to week that help us do announcements at Kingdom City Church on their services and stuff. So he is a man of jack of all trades, master of none. And so we're going to get into it. I'm really excited to get to do this. I've kind of been really excited to do it for a while, and it's finally going to happen, and we're going to get into it. So without further ado, welcome, Kylle Price.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So there was a lot of life lived before life brought you onto our campus.
A lot. About 34 years.
34 years. So we're going to try to compact that as much as possible. Let's start with this. Like, where did life start? Where did you grow up? What was life like? What kind of family life did you have growing up? A lot of moving around, or was there not? What type of family? How many siblings? Like the basics, the kind of the building blocks of how your life began.
I grew up in Riverside, California, with my dad and my brother. I only have one sibling. Well, not by blood. By blood, one sibling. But California, I spent a lot of time there. I think when I left there was like 16, 15, maybe 14 or 15. Then I moved to Nevada. But I traveled back and forth to see my grandparents to Nevada and stuff. So it was fun. It was a good childhood, you could say, besides the parts of that were abuse and stuff like that from my mom's side and my stepdad and stuff. But other than that, it was a pretty good childhood.
So let's dive into a little bit. What were some? Let's start with the positive. What were some, I guess, positive memories? Just a few positive memories, favorite memories of your childhood.
Going to the beach with my dad and my brother, going bowling every week, going to the skating rink every week, doing stuff every week, like every week. My dad made a pretty decent amount of money, so we were good off. But I mean, he taught us the how do you say, for money, he taught us how to earn it instead of like just get it and give it. So we would do chores around the house. We would do clean the house up before he got home, and schoolwork. So I didn't really go to school. I ditched a lot. So in high school and stuff. So I can't really say much about going to school, because that was my dad would work like 4 hours away from our house, so he didn't really keep track of us. We'd always be home and take the phone call, we'd tell the parents and stuff, and so that I smoked a lot of weed.
So now, where was your mom?
My mom left when I was 2.
Okay,
I was 2, my brother was 4, and she bounced out. I didn't see her until I was like 8 or 9.
gotcha.
I don't remember. These are like when I say childhood, I remember I mean like from like age 8 till like 15.
Gotcha.
It was like a lot of on my own type.
Yeah.
My cousins were there. My dad, he raised us, but he didn't really like he wasn't there a lot. It was mostly on the weekends. That's why we used to go out, we used to go out on the weekends because my dad worked Monday through Friday, and
So
even on Saturdays too at home.
so you and your brother basically raised yourself while your dad was working 4 hours away, and that's not uncommon
No.
with a lot of us that have grown up in the last, I mean, many decades here. That I mean, hardworking, and then like, and just the only parent
Mm-hmm.
and single income household trying to provide the best he can for for his kids and
Did a good
basically
job.
get yeah
He did a great job. Like I am like I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't 3/4 of what he'd done.
yeah
So I'm very proud of him. He's in a tough spot right now, but something for another time.
yeah
And my mom kind of didn't really. She's now kind of like we're on the same boat
yeah.
and in the same storm, just in different paths of our life. So I'm hoping this. Well, that's later in the conversation.
Okay. So what were some points of abuse and just negative experiences growing up?
I was uh, molested as a kid from like eight for like every summer. Every time I went down there, I thought it was like the right thing. Like I don't know,
Now every summer you went down where?
to Missouri.
Okay.
I'd go to Missouri and spend time with my mom when she got back in the picture. And that was like when I was around like 8. So it was like every summer, and then I could see that's where my thing for authority, like where I became rebellious. Cause no, like I don't know, it was weird. Like it's sudden change. Like I was a great kid. I got A's and B's in 7th grade, and then when it became 8th grade, it was like I didn't really care. I was like, screw it, screw life, it's
Yeah.
whatever. No one cares about me, so why should I care?
So now if you can, like, what who was the abuser?
My stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, my stepdad was the. He was, yeah. Yep.
So every summer,
I mean, I don't know. It felt like every summer.
yeah.
Maybe it was just for 2, because I did stay along. I did stay. I tried to go out school. I tried to go to school out there, and try to do it out there and stuff. But he was back then. He was a little abusive when he drank and stuff. My mom drank too, so it wasn't really a good lifestyle to be in. That's where I found like smoking weed and drinking and stuff, and smoking cigarettes, smoking that ditch weed. So
Yeah.
it's nasty.
So after all of that, when did you start moving out on your own?
Well, I went back to Missouri, or I went back to California, or California to my dad's. I said screw it. It was right after 9/11,
Okay.
and I never went back. So whenever 9/11 happened, I never. My mom decided she was gonna leave him, go to Nevada. So they both moved out to Nevada, so where she was close to my family. So it was more like the abuse, because he was scary, and then my uncles were like, all right, you have to leave now. So he left and went back to Missouri, and then I didn't see her for a couple years, a few years after that. My brother had went down there to Nevada to live with her and stuff, and it was basically like I was on my own from then on. That's why I never went to school after that. After it was high school, around high school, I never. I think I may have went maybe a year and a half, 2 years out of all my 4 year of high school. So, and that's different schools too. Like Texas, I went to Texas. Me and my dad, we moved to Texas with my aunt Paula. Before that, he had like a nervous breakdown, and then he was. It was just a rough time, and
Yeah.
it was. That's when my cousins and my friends kind of helped raise me, were there with me and stuff, and that was a big drinking part of my life too. My dad said he'd rather me drink at home than be somewhere off drinking somewhere else and him not know.
Yeah.
So I would drink at the house, and he'd buy us beer and stuff. It's it's alcoholics lifestyle right
Yeah.
there.